What about this Project 2025? Will you explain to the people listening what that is?
This is the most advanced effort to prepare for an administration that there's been in history. And it started even before Trump had clinched the Republican nomination. So for years now, this project's been underway. So the project you mentioned, Project 2025, part of the Heritage Foundation, like a very well-funded project. And they are pre-vetting thousands of people that could come in to a Trump administration, who could go in as top appointees, top nominees. And so they're building this massive resume database on this side. And then on the other side, they and others are developing extremely detailed policy for what he did, because this is what Jim said. The chaos of last time, they recognized that last time
They need more discipline.
right, and they knew that like they couldn't get Republicans to agree, they couldn't get the administration to agree. This time it's going to be much more organized, and it's going to be move fast. They recognize how fast they're going to have to move, and one of the biggest things that they've said, and Axios has led on this, and the New York Times has done great reporting on this, is the effort to turn over the bureaucracy, to push out so many people who in the past administrations have just accepted that's what's going to be there. They're going to turn that over. They're going to move fast on the border. They have, and at the Justice Department, the way it's been said to me is whatever you think is the most aggressive possible approach you can take on immigration, his appointee is going to be even more aggressive and purposeful.
But is there cause for concern with this whole plan? I mean, it's not just an ideology. Isn't it sort of fealty at all costs? And how are they looking for people who will fill these important roles?
Total fealty. It's all, I mean, they're very clear. It's a loyalty test. Like, it is about, like, what do you think about Donald Trump? And if you can't pass that, you're not going to get into the government. And it's a big deal because we're not talking a couple hundred people. We're talking it could be tens of thousands of people. And the way government operates is you have these obscure agencies that are by design boring and should be boring, and they're staffed by career civil servants, people who have domain expertise.
And a rich knowledge base.
Rich knowledge base. So if you replace that with people who are just purely ideological, then you can start to stretch the boundaries of what can you do through administrative action, which doesn't require Congress. You can also stretch, and they're going to do it. They're going to try to figure out, let's do things that might not be ultimately legal, but let's have the courts render a verdict while we do it. So even the firing of 40,000 people, like, there's a real legal case, like, can it be done, can it not be done? They'll do it, and then they'll just go to the courts and hope that they win it. And what it'll do is it'll just step way back. The thing that I worry most about the country is we basically are now on this 20-year path where we've basically lost faith in every institution, media, government, church, Boy Scouts, politicians, you name it. And so whenever you have people in a public setting who are continuing to be exceptionally derogatory about government, making everyone think that everyone's on the take, making everyone think that everyone's incompetent, then you don't get the really smart people who might want to come to work to government to make government work. And so you end up with not anarchy, but you basically end up with a bunch of people who just feel like they can't trust anything, and you end up with nothing that unifies all of us. And we've gone through periods like this in history, but they're dangerous periods because at the end of the day, there are things where we have to be united to be able to do it, and where you do need a functioning government. With AI, man, it's going to be a big deal. I wish I had smart people in government who are working on that and thinking about that and making sure that we win this AI war and China doesn't, and that we do it responsibly and it doesn't lead to mass unemployment for a big sector of people who just finally are rebounding from the manufacturing crisis that really hit them hardest.
Right.